Camera number 24 of 365 is the Minolta Dynax 5. Now it requires two CR2 batteries to operate all of the camera's functions, and we insert the batteries into the base of the camera by undoing the door and placing the positive terminal uppermost and then locking it. So turning our attention to the front of the camera, we have the lens release button, and then to the bottom of that we have an option to slide a button that can help us to, or allows us to choose autofocus or manual focus. And then we have exposure compensation button and a flash button. So putting the lens back onto the camera and turning our attention to the top of the camera now, we have the dominant liquid crystal display, which is turned on, or rather the camera's functions are turned on, and as a consequence the liquid crystal display shows us a readout. Just to the top we have a factory reset button, if you like, the program button. There we go, it's shifting. And then to the right of that we have a number of options that are displayed along the top of the display, that different programs. Just cycling through those, we have portrait mode, landscape mode, macro mode, sports mode, and night portrait mode. And then a button allows us to choose a number of options regarding self-timer or remote. And then just coming down, a spot button that allows us to lock in exposure for a given image, and a number of options are available via pressing the autofocus button. And then a mid-roll button, and then the button that opens the back of the camera. Notice the de-excoding functionality there inside the camera. And indeed, if we don't want de-excoding, we can rotate the left-hand dial, turning our attention to that now, and we can choose our ISO by putting it on ISO, pressing the function button, and then rotating the dial. And indeed all the camera's functions are done in a similar fashion. So for example, moving through our auto focus options, we can choose from I think, there we go, that did work. There we go. We can choose from single focus, continuous focusing, or a combination of those called autofocus. We then have a red eye flash, red eye reduction functionality. And then turning to the program dial, in addition to the other creative programs there, we can choose from program, we can go to aperture priority, shutter priority, or we can go completely manual mode. Turning our attention to the next, we have another series of options regarding bracketing functionality, and then the same dial, if we turn it as we've done, we can choose multiple exposures. If we want to hear audio tones, we can turn that. And then something that this PAPS camera is well known for, is eye start. By pressing on, we then, by pressing or touching these two strips, I don't know if you can see that, let's just take the lens off. There we go, there's two strips here, which when we touch, activate the two, so as our eye approaches the camera, it will start the camera. Okay. And then just rotating the dial to the last option, custom. There's a number of custom functions, too many to go through, but if we just introduce our manual, Don't know whether you can see there's quite a number of functions. One probably I do use a lot is custom function number 3. So custom number 3, and then to choose from leaving the tip of the film out or in. Number 1 is, according to the tip, is rewound with number 1. If we rotate it to number 2, the tip is left out. So we'll test that now with a film. So opening the door of the film chamber, and then we put our film into the camera, and just make sure the tip is up to the red marker, and then hopefully if we've done our job properly, let's just put it to aperture, no, we'll put it to manual, and then hopefully we can, in fact if we turn it to manual focus as well, it should allow us to release the camera. There we go. And now hopefully the film is left out. Excellent, and it's done the job. So there's just a very brief overview. There's lots of other functions that the manual talks about, but that has been camera number 24, the Dynax number 5